People have been asking the age-old question for many years. They think, what is the oldest Mac that I can actually live stream with? Because some people still use older Macs. Maybe they're using a 10-year-old Mac, or maybe a 8-year-old Mac, or even a 5-year-old Mac. In the streaming world, people say, and this is true, and I always say this, that technology improves each year. So if you have a 10-year-old Mac, that's old hardware, even a 5-year-old Mac, because Apple released so many good computers in the last 5 years. I was curious, what was the oldest computer? So I did some tests, and this might shock you. The oldest computer that I tested was a 2005 PowerBook with only 2 gigabytes of RAM and a G4 processor. Now, this is an old computer, and I think you're gonna say, oh no, I think it's not gonna live stream. Yes, it kind of was able to live stream. I found a copy of Wirecast. Wirecast is pretty, not the best software. I prefer other softwares, but that was the only one that I could find because this software was from 2008. So this was going back many, many years ago. But I got a camera working, I got a mic, and also I had some text on the screen, and I checked, and it was 80 CPU. And that's pretty crazy because remember, this was on a 2005 Mac. And I was just recording because there's a streaming function, but the streaming function didn't work because it was an old system. Because the layout was different and you had to do different things back in 2008. But now you're gonna ask me, what about the other computers? What is the oldest computer that you can actually go live from? So the oldest computer that I tested was the first generation MacBook Pro with the Core 2 Duo. That's the Intel chip, and I also tested a 2008 iMac with the Core 2 Duo. So the first gen Macs with the Core 2 Duo, the Intel chip, and that was back in 2007, 2008, and that's crazy. Now you're gonna be saying, what software did Sammy use? I used a browser-based software. There's 2 types, browser-based and downloadable software. I used browser-based because I didn't want to tax the CPU and the RAM and all that stuff because it's old. And I couldn't find one that would work on these older machines. The only reason I found one for the PowerBook G4 was it had the operating system, and that was the only one that worked on that operating system. Isn't that pretty cool? So, you can do this on any Mac or any PC, but it shows you that some software still works on your ancient computer, because I know some people maybe are still using it. Now you're gonna ask me, what is the oldest Mac that I can actually use with Ecamm? The oldest Mac that you can actually use with Ecamm is a 2012 Mac, or a 2012 Mac Mini, or a 2012 iMac. I actually used the 2012 iMac and the 2012 Mac Mini for Ecamm, and it did pretty well with a single camera, a screen share, and I had a couple interview guests.